NFL fans, you know what motherfucking time it is. It is Championship Sunday. Finally, we're here. The Super Bowl edition of the Masks Off NFL podcast. As always, you know what it is. Fuck Prince of Narnia, a.k.a. Silky Smooth, with my boy D-Rich Squiggles, Mr. motherfucking KC in the place.
Hey, we're here. We're here, bro. We already talked about it. Like, I'm tired, but like at the same from work, but at the same time, I'm feeling good. We're back. We are in the process of running it back. Tristan put in the group chat, said we ran it back, and I was like, no, we have to win the Super Bowl to officially run it back. So she didn't quite grasp that concept, but she's learning.
I mean, it sounds to me like she's speaking it into existence, and if Tristan says it's happening, like I can't put money against it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see fucking February fucking 7th.
And joining us for this Super Bowl edition of the NFL Masks Off podcast, we have Delaware's favorite son, Nathan Bischoff. How are you doing, my physical brother?
I am doing pretty well. Excited for the Super Bowl. First of all, I want to give a big congratulations to the Masks Off gang for finishing their first full season talking about football and shit. Real exciting stuff.
Hey. I did my best, like you know, and like NFL players be throwing up their gang signs, bro. But really, they're just calling a play. But they're like, stuff like that. Yeah. So, hey, man, I respect it. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm pretty fucking pumped. It's here. It's kind of like what Travis Kelce said towards the end of the season. He said like we kind of all knew that we were wanting to get here. We had to get the regular season first. Like that was just like it was just a standard, not standard, but what we had to do. So like now that we're here, we made the Bills just look like fucking dipshits out there. To be completely honest, went on a 38-6 run. That's what we went on. Before they scored their last garbage time touchdown. So yeah, I'm pumped. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Here's my thing. We said it literally from week one. Our Super Bowl pick was the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. The other end of that equation, we missed a little bit, but you know what? That's okay. I think as long as we pick the winner, right? That's the Super Bowl pick. That's what that's what you're going for. I think it's hard to bet against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. We saw them during the playoffs last year. We saw them even not as much, but a little bit in the playoffs this year. Like, no lead is safe. You can't just play and then be comfortable and then take the foot off the gas. You truly have to play 60 minutes of football. If you're not up 21 points with 2 minutes left at the end of the game, like, there's a chance that you're going to fuck around and lose this game. My big thing, I think the key factor of this game is going to be the Chiefs' offensive line and how well they can protect Patrick Mahomes. Now, I'm not disrespecting the Chiefs' offensive line in any way. They've had guys in and out all year. They've had no-name motherfuckers step up to play the game. Mike Remmers has been playing most of the year. Would you confirm or deny that?
He's been in and out. He's been in and out with the injuries. So like I know that I believe Mike Remmers when he came in, he was mainly doing guard stuff. And I'm pretty sure he's going to that left tackle role that Eric Fisher's at. So I mean, that's the name of the game though. Like we plugged and played. Like all of these guys on our offensive line that's starting this week has started this year in one game or another. And Mahomes still just seems to work some magic, but he still doesn't get hit that much. Like there's games where he gets whacked around, but for the most part, that's the confidence level that I have with it though, is because most of the starting offensive line has started. I think not most, every single one of these offensive linemen have started in one way or another this year.
My point for bringing up Mike Remmers, and again, I'm not disrespecting anybody on there, but I read a really great interview with Jason Pierre-Paul where JPP was like, he matched up against him and he had no idea who he was. He was like, I had no idea who Mike Remmers was, and now he's going to be a starting tackle in the Super Bowl. I'm going to go on record. Ready? Here's my record statement. If the Buccaneers don't sack Patrick Mahomes more than 3 times, Chiefs win by 2 scores.
Why you say that?
Because if you're not getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes, if you're not even pressure, because obviously we've seen him like scamper to the side for 30 yards and then huck the ball 80 yards across the body to fastest player in the league or the best tight end in the league.
What do you mean best player in the league's fucking Scotty Miller, bro? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not even playing that game. I'm not even like supporting that narrative regardless. Like Mahomes handled it well. I'm not handling it well. Fuck Scotty Miller. Little white boy is not the fastest player in the game. Anyway, hold on.
Sorry.
The Bucs need to get not just significant pressure, they need to do damage to Patrick Mahomes. This is going to be Shaquille Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul, Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea. Those are the guys who are going to win the game for the Bucs. The Bucs offense and the Chiefs defense, I think they're going to clash, and the Bucs offense will win some drives. The Chiefs defense will win some drives. It's going to come down to what that Bucs defense can do to the Chiefs. If they don't sack him more than 3 times, forget about it. I don't even care what goes on the rest of the day.
Yeah, but I mean, it also stems back to what you said at the beginning, man. Like, you got to give a full 60 minutes because what happened last year? It just seemed like Mahomes had no time in the pocket. He was getting hit almost every other play. But still, I mean, one play, like long story short, learn from the Bills, learn from the Niners, learn from the fucking Browns. If you go up early, don't celebrate. The Texans, let's say that. Don't celebrate. Don't give us any. Don't give people this content to fucking make a meme of you celebrating when you're up fucking 9-0, 10-0, when you know like no one really knows what a safe number is to be up by the Chiefs at this point. Like, to be honest,
there hasn't been a safe number.
There hasn't been one.
Yeah. So, I think that's what's up.
Unless the Bucs sign Henry Ruggs in the next couple of days, I think the Chiefs will be just fine. Nathan, you've been sitting waiting patiently. How about you give your take?
Yeah, you guys covered a couple things. I think the Chiefs offensive line versus the Bucs pass rush is obviously a huge matchup. I think that Tampa Bay's hopes, outside of the obvious players, there are going to be 2 guys who are going to be the key. One is going to be Todd Bowles. If Todd Bowles can draw some shit up, you know he loves to blitz and bring pressure and do all this stuff. So you're going to be looking for him to take advantage of those missing tackles. And also, can you do something to make it so that Tyreek Hill doesn't take the top off your defense like there's nothing going on? I'm not saying shut him down, but you can't have him putting up 200 yards on you in one quarter, so they've got to shore that up. And then the second guy I'm looking at to try and help the Bucs pull off what would be an upset to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I'm looking at Leonard Fournette. Because what you see with these Chiefs runs is, you go up 9-0, 10-0, 21-0. Chiefs get the ball, they score, other team goes 3 and out, has a couple short drives, and boom, they put up 36 points before you can blink. But if you can possess the ball and run the football and churn out first downs and control the clock, that helps a lot. If you look at Chiefs games, the Chiefs win time of possession a lot. They won the time of possession in the last Bucs game by a lot. So I think that, the Bucs need to possess the ball and put that kind of pressure on Mahomes. And, you can't leave your defense out there the whole game because they can't keep up with those guys as it is.
I want to add to that.
Go ahead.
I want to add to that. So I totally agree with you that in order the Bucs to win, like, they have to, command the line of scrimmage and run the ball well. But that does nothing if you don't score, because time of possession. I mean, you just said in a blink of eye, you score 36 points. Time of possession kind of means nothing. Like, that's a kind of an irrelevant number at times to this team, to the Chiefs, because they can score as quick as they want. It seems like. So they got to put points on the board. But I mean, I honestly, no running back like we held Nick Chubb pretty well this season. This year, last year we held Derrick Henry. We held we do well in the playoffs against the run. So I mean, I think you're either gonna the Bucs will dig themselves a hole if they try to play that waiting game and time possession game. They'll either dig themselves a hole or it'll pay off, because you kind of gotta, I don't know, you gotta figure it out at some point, like it's, if it, look at the Texans last year. They got super conservative. They go for a stupid onside kick, and then that just momentum shifted, and next thing you know, it's Chiefs score 27 points in like 10 minutes.
That
Derek.
fake punt in that Texans game is going to be the biggest questionable play call that I've ever seen in my life. It might stay there. I don't understand how you 21 a team and then fake a punt. That's confusing to me.
Yeah.
Nathan, sorry, you're going to go in a second. I like everything that you said was dead on accurate. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, maybe even LaShawn McCoy, a revenge game. That is monumental for the Bucks to win. The Bucks are not going to be able to stop Tyreek Hill. If you remember that Thanksgiving weekend matchup, he went off for like 250 and 3 touchdowns or something. Tyreek Hill can take the top off your defense like a Pike frat boy takes the top off an unconscious girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's really
area.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's accurate, and at me if I'm wrong. So go ahead, Nathan.
Derek, I'm really glad that you said learn from the 49ers, because the more I think about last year's Super Bowl, the more I think the 49ers kind of blew that game. All credit to Mahomes, the great, Super Bowl MVP.
Every team they played last year blew the game.
But I think the 49ers had it more in hand than anyone. I think Tyrann Mathieu, after the game, said, thank God they stopped running the ball. And then, Jimmy Garoppolo misses Emmanuel Sanders on the deep touchdown.
Yeah. No.
It's a big difference.
I get that. But there's a difference between the Niners offense and the Bucks offense. The Niners offense is built around the run.
Right.
And
it's not.
And once again, I think every team blew the lead, blew the chances of winning last year in the playoffs. There wasn't just the Niners. But that's just the narrative. Mahomes has a better, like I said last week, Mahomes has a better win percentage when the opponent scores first. But I mean, granted, he has like an 845 or something like that, and his win percentage as when we score first is like an 838. So
yeah, it's not. He has a good winning percentage whenever.
But it's just that he's like, I hate to say that the term built different, but it just seems like he's built different. Like it seems like just his knowledge of the game is like miles ahead of what he should be at. Like when they compared to Josh Allen towards the end of the game, Tony Romo said that Josh Allen's going to be your Mahomes won this game. It's only in their third year or whatever, but then he mentioned that Mahomes is just so much farther ahead than Josh Allen intellectually when he analyzes the game and stuff, and that's what Josh Allen will get there one day, just not in his third year. So, yeah.
It's interesting to me that we've gotten however long into this podcast that we've gotten, and one guy that we failed to mention is Tom Brady. Tom Brady is in his 10th Super Bowl, which in and of itself is unbelievable. And the past two games I've found myself, against the Saints, I was like, the Saints thrashed the Bucs, like, I know it's Tom Brady, but whatever. And he wins. And last week, granted, Tom Brady had a really bad second half, but I'm thinking, yeah, it's Tom Brady and all, but the Packers, the, most complete team, whatever, Aaron Rodgers MVP season, sure enough, Tom Brady and the Bucs win again. So I'm on the record. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. But Tom Brady's on the other sideline. And if there's anyone who could come in and pull that off, it's Tom Brady. He's not lacking in weapons. He's got I think AB is coming back, maybe Chris Godwin will drop every pass. Is
AB on route to come back?
I think AB's coming back.
I know
Maybe
I saw
Chris
he was doubtful later last week and then early, I don't know about early this week though.
Chris Godwin's been terrible in the playoffs. Yeah, he's dropped a lot of passes. Mike Evans is new to the playoffs. I think that's shown a couple times. So look for a little extra Antonio Brown. Look for a little extra Rob Gronkowski.
Doesn't help when Tom Brady throws 3 picks too. That was like huge. That was crazy.
Certainly.
It just
doesn't.
The Packers just couldn't figure. They couldn't stop the pass rush at all.
I don't know how the Packers lost that game. You get 3 turnovers out of your defense when the offense is the strong suit of your team. I don't know how you drop that.
I do think Kevin King.
King. 2 better plays from Kevin King, and the Packers are winning that game.
Bro.
Two plays.
I totally agree with you. Like, why are we talking about Tom Brady? And I'm just gonna be brutally honest. It's because I have so much more confidence in this defense this year than I have in the past 3 or 4 years. This defense has just been playing amazing. Our secondary's top 10 in the league. Our pass rush isn't quite there. It's kind of lacked off a little bit. But I mean, it's still good. I have the utmost confidence in this defense, which is something I never really had in the years before. So L'Jarius Sneed coming in there, he's the number 1 rated rookie DB according to Pro Football Focus. So
I think another reason that we haven't been talking about Tom Brady is because we know what he's going to look like. There's a lot of questions. There's still even question marks on the Chiefs side for the like the one fact that, they have playoff experience, they have Super Bowl experience, but this is their second championship game. Tom Brady, was this like his 9th Super Bowl?
10th Super Bowl.
His 10th Super Bowl, yeah. So this is just another day at the park for him. Everybody around him, however, every other Bucs player is out of their element. And I think that's another thing that it's going to come down to. Like, the Chiefs know the spotlight. They're confident in what they're doing. The Bucs players, like you said, Mike Evans is like, I didn't even think I would ever be in the Super Bowl. Chris Godwin clearly never thought he was going to be in the Super Bowl. Devin White he's one of the better players on their defense. It's his second year. Both the safeties are rookies. Like, these guys are kind of shitting their pants a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I see, if I'm not mistaken, that's a Terrell Suggs jersey that you're wearing tonight, is it?
You're goddamn right. They would not have won the Super Bowl without Terrell Suggs. Quote me on it.
Without Terrell Suggs' veteran leadership, right? So I think on the Bucs offense, you're looking at, you've got all these inexperienced guys, but you've got Tom Brady and his best friend Gronk, who have been here a million times. If you think Tom Brady's not doing everything he can to get everyone on that team ready, I think you're crazy. And then on the defense, you've got, to a lesser degree, but you've got JPP, who's been here before. He beat Tom Brady in a Super Bowl.
All 10 fingers, by the way.
Yeah. Last time he did have all of his fingers, but
oof.
I think JPP might come up huge in this game. If not on the field, then as a leader for the rest of these guys, get Devin White and Levante David ready to go.
I mean, look,
those guys are no joke.
You do have
Tampa Bay defense has been playing out of their mind for 2 weeks. That's what's gotten lost in the whole narrative.
I get that. But I'm just saying the Chiefs defense has also been playing probably better than the Tampa Bay defense. Just to be completely honest. I just wanted to say that. That's why I'm not trying to say anything against it, but that's just like you can't say that often with the Chiefs defense. So I like saying it. To be honest. Sorry.
Defense is playing well. They brought out my favorite player in the league last week or 2 weeks ago, which is frustrated Aaron Rodgers. I love watching him walk around the field all pissy whenever something goes poorly. And they got him like that. Obviously, Drew Brees is not what he used to be. He's an old man. But they beat the shit out of Drew Brees. They made that Saints offense look completely inept. You're looking at a completely different beast in Kansas City. But these guys are hot. The defense has got to be feeling good. I think the Chiefs are obviously the favorites, but I can't sleep on the Bucs. I do think that this is going to be a close game. I think, neither team has lost since they last played. They've both been on a really good hot streak. This defense is playing really, really well.
Yeah,
I can't disagree with that, and I like that you brought up the leadership of JPP. And also, like, that made me think off the top of my head, like, Ndamukong Suh's been a veteran. He's one of my favorite players in the league. Like, fuck you.
He played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he played with the Rams.
He played with the Rams, and then also Shaquille Barrett was on that Broncos team against the Panthers. And, I mean, he was sitting behind these two lesser-known guys named Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware. So the fact that he was on that team and had that experience, I mean, and all those guys, like I said, are on the Bucs defensive line, which is how they're winning this game.
That's the X factor. To be honest, that's the X factor of the game, is how well the Bucs defensive line can take advantage of the Chiefs defensive line. that's just that's the you can say these other players are, but to be honest, that's at the end of the day that could be easily what decides the game.
3 times. I'm saying it. 3. If they sack him less than 3 times, it's a 2-score win for Kansas City.
See, I think that Kansas City can have a lot of things go wrong and still win the game. Like even if that pass rush does get to him, I think they can find a way. I don't think Tampa Bay has as much of a margin for error. Tom Brady can't throw 3 picks this week. Chris Godwin can't drop half the passes thrown to him this week. Defense has got to lock down. Tyreek Hill is gonna get his big plays, but you gotta make sure that it's not as game-breaking as it was last time. He's gonna take the top off once or twice, but you can't let him get 200 on you. You can't let him go nuts like that. A lot less margin for error.
He's not going to have time for Wasp. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, like, do we have time for Wasp? No, you don't have time for Wasp. Because fucking JPP is coming at you with all his 6 fingers. Thank you very much.
And you know, another thing that I was thinking about is that I feel like there's been times like, you know, Tyreek Hill, for instance, like the whole Scotty Miller thing, whatever. Like I think Chiefs have adopted that bulletin board mentality as well, where they don't really say much in the moment, but when they play, they're like, you fucked up. You shouldn't have said that.
They'll talk after.
Let's hope JPP doesn't eat his word. That's what I'm saying, because I feel like the Chiefs have been doing that, done that time and time again. Is when they just use that bulletin board material, and JPP, like, you have to at least like get 1 sack after, because if you don't get a sack when you're lining up against a person that you don't even know, like, that just makes you look like a fucking dumbass.
Would that be similar to last year when Tyreek Hill broke Richard Sherman's ankles?
Oh yeah, I mean everybody broke Richard Sherman's ankle that game.
That was
he did not look good that game. For sure. I was kind of watching that, and Richard Sherman got beat a lot.
He had a perfect passer rate. Mahomes had a perfect passer rating when he was throwing at Sherman. You can't hear me?
Yeah.
You can't hear me? Hello?
I hear you fine.
All right, go for it. Go.
Mahomes had a perfect passer rating when he was throwing at Sherman.
Yeah, Richard Sherman's a good corner. I don't want him lining up on those speed guys anymore. I don't know about that.
No.
It's very important to keep in mind with all this other stuff that Tom Brady does have as many rings as JPP has fingers. So, you gotta take that into account.
That's that's a real thing. And then let's be, you know, I know I'm a homer, so I'm gonna say it though at the same time. Mahomes is thinking the same thing. He's like, if he gets 7 rings, if Brady gets 7 rings, like, how can you? It's gonna be really fucking hard to like compete with that. So Mahomes is probably thinking at the same time, you know, I got to beat this guy to have a chance to get to 6. Yeah. You know, this could like I told Theo, this could be the game that decides. I told him over the phone, this could be the game that decides at the end of everybody's career, like the legacy.
Yeah. I think Tom Brady knows that they're going to have to play 4 quarters. I don't think if the Bucs get a lead, I don't think you're going to see Tom Brady celebrating and taking his foot off the gas. I don't think he's going to let anyone get away with that kind of nonsense. I think I think he's going to have his team prepared. I was skeptical of the Bucs early in the season. It didn't look like they had it all together. But once they're clicking, you gotta consider them as talented as anyone. When you consider the top to bottom roster, they're
the most talented. They should be here. They shouldn't have been where they were at. They shouldn't have been a wild card team.
But when you're throwing that many pieces together in a season with no preseason or off season, there's gonna be growing pains. So I think this is
there is, but at the same time, everybody's kind of in that same. Advantage, whatever you want to call it, because I mean, look at Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. That didn't stop them. They fucking easily won. They did great. So, I totally agree though. Like that, it's gonna come down to veteran prowess. Can the Chiefs keep the foot on the pedal? Can the Bucs keep the Chiefs from fucking putting their foot to the fucking pedal essentially? Well, I was gonna say to the gas, like, you know, I was gonna say something else, but like it's essentially, and then at the end of the day, the defensive line for the Bucs and the offensive line for the Chiefs, like, that's it, man. That's and the sacks. I guess the sacks are too.
The sacks are huge.
Super Bowl is about poise.
Yeah. Don't choke under pressure. All right. Do you want to talk about honors?
Yeah, let's talk a little.
Got time for some quick awards.
Yeah. Here's my thing, right? I feel like we can pretty easily agree like who's gonna win what, because these awards are such little surprise, and they're always like cookie cutter models. For example, like defensive player of the year, like you look to the guy who has the most sacks, and you're like, that guy's probably defensive player of the year. You look at MVP, you say which dude had the most touchdown passes. That guy's probably gonna win MVP.
I think. And you got to put into consideration that I think the voting stops after like week 17. Like it doesn't go into the playoffs. Like it's done after week 17.
So what I'm thinking is that maybe we give our picks, like who we think is like the obvious winner, and then a guy that we like, we're like, if this was real, this guy should win it. For example, let me start off, right? Offensive Rookie of the Year, I feel pretty comfortable saying it's Justin Herbert, right? I feel like this was Joe Burrow's award to win. Like he was already pegged as the Offensive Player of the Year, first overall pick.
Yeah.
That's all you need to win Offensive Player of the Year. Justin Herbert, he had the best year of all the rookie quarterbacks. That being said, James Robinson should be the Offensive Rookie of the Year. We talked about it last week, but for a guy to come in undrafted free agent from Illinois State, to go to a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars and then produce better as a guy like Josh Jacobs, he could have been in the Pro Bowl over Josh Jacobs easily. Like that's a guy who should be a favorite for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but because he's not a quarterback, there's no chance.
I've got to respond to you because I thought you were going to go in a different direction because Justin Herbert was phenomenal. But I've got to look in my own NFC North at another dude named Justin.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson on the Vikings put up rookie numbers that we haven't seen since Randy freaking Moss. Justin Jefferson had...
He broke him. He fucking
Justin
broke
Jefferson
him.
had an incredible year. I think he's my Offensive Rookie of the Year. Justin Herbert was phenomenal, but Justin Jefferson was something else. And he's got Adam Thielen on his team. He's the number one.
See, I think the big thing is, especially when you look at these defensive and offensive player of the years, is how many games did that player actually win you? I feel like if it was Tyrod Taylor, I'm just not sure if the Chargers would have got to 7 wins. I think you can account for at least 4 of those wins to Justin Herbert being Justin Herbert. Same thing, you kind of do the same thing with Justin Jefferson. You can count 3 or 4 of the wins. Maybe not 3, probably 1 or 2, because he is a receiver and he does have Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook, which I don't know how they suck because fucking just that alone, Kirk Cousins. That's why
I was
going
to say, come on, you know what they suck.
But and that's why I think Justin Herbert deserves it. But yeah, I just don't see why Robinson's not getting any looks, and I don't see. I mean, it's a toss up, but everybody knows it's quarterback versus receiver. It's going to be.
I wouldn't be mad at Justin Jefferson. That's a really good point. If he won, he put up the numbers. He was worth it. I mean, he came in and he didn't even start at the beginning of the year. He was the 3rd receiver, and they were using 2 receivers. It was BZ Johnson or whoever the fuck. So Justin Jefferson, I wouldn't be mad at. James Robinson, I wouldn't be mad at. I'm not even mad at Herbert, but the fact that there's no doubt in my mind it's going to be him, that's a little upsetting to me.
James Robinson, you could liken it into a guy that I was really excited about a couple years ago. It was Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard in his rookie year was 2nd or 3rd in the league in rushing. He had a great year. But Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott had that year, so no one fucking talked about him because the Bears sucked. If they were any good, he would have gotten some buzz. So if the Jags won maybe, I don't know, 5 games, 2 games, if they won it all, then we'd probably hear a little more about him. They're irrelevant. They're not good.
Yeah, they're like right there on the Bears level.
All right, buddy.
I'm kidding.
I'd rather get blown out in the wild card round than win 1 game.
Did you know that this was the first year there was no 9-7 team? This is the first year since the Super Bowl era, I think. Like there was no 9-7 team.
I think I did know that, but not explicitly.
It was kind of funny because usually we think that 9-7 team, they're gonna get in.
Well, it's the 8-8 guys this year.
No, it was the fucking
Yeah,
7
I
and
mean,
9 guys in the NFC East.
Oh yeah, those guys.
It was the fucking 11-5. Everybody 11-5 in the
That
fucking
was
AFC.
crazy.
Speaking of which, while we're on
God.
the NFC East, if Alex Smith does not win Comeback Player of the Year, the system's broken. Okay,
They should name
Yeah,
that award.
We're done with
after
this
him.
conversation. No, yeah, I personally think so too, because like just because of the nature of like literally, how many times can you win an NFL award by stepping on the field? Never. You don't do that. So I think it is a good time to rename it to Alex Smith Comeback Player of the Year. I think it's a good time, but I think
He won that
yeah.
award by stepping on the field, but he went 5-1 as a starter. Alex
And fucking
and he won the
Heineke, bro.
division.
No.
So
won the
division,
division.
but he still
did.
won the division.
Dub's a dub.
All right, let's fucking move on because we already know who that is.
Yeah,
We already
actually,
know that.
while we're talking about that Washington football team, I wouldn't. Yeah, actually, Chase Young, I didn't even consider, like, Chase Young's Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I'm not even mad at that. Like, they're not even just giving it to the best rookie pass rusher. Like, he's the real deal. He's gonna have a beautiful and long career no matter what team he plays on. He's gonna be one of those guys that just looks good in any uniform you put on him. And then before you guys talk about Defensive Rookie of the Year, before I leave the Washington football team alone, Ron Rivera, Coach of the Year, I'd be very comfortable saying that. And if not Ron Rivera, I would also put Kevin Stefanski right there, Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
Coach
yeah.
of the Year.
I was thinking. I agree with that. I was thinking Brian Flores, but you know they didn't. If they got in the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah.
But since they didn't get into the playoffs, obviously not. It's either Rivera or Stefanski. Toss up. I don't care. Who did it?
Can't be Bruce Arians.
Who wins it?
If it's Bruce Arians, the
No.
system's broken.
If it's no. If it's Bruce Arians, then I give up. They let that boat go a little
This,
longer.
this guy's
I'd rather give
This-
Tom Brady Coach of the Year.
this guy's not going to win, but
We'll
I
talk,
want to
though.
throw out the name Frank Reich because I think he did an awesome job with Indianapolis this season.
Yeah, he did pretty
good.
good. I think he's a good coach, man. But like I feel like he just has that mentality, though. I don't know. I feel like the Colts really weren't bad last year, though.
Yeah.
Either I feel like there wasn't really a huge improvement to, because that's usually what we think of when we think of Coach of the Year is what coach did what to improve the team, how and stuff. So I'm interested to see what you guys think of I want to see the defensive player because this is where I got some.
You
defensive
know,
player of the year.
honestly, I was thinking about that on the way back home from work, and I would need to look into like some stats and some numbers before I really came up with a name that I was super comfortable with. But the two names that come immediately to mind, and I know both of these are going to make Derek laugh, are Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. And
Yep. I already knew TJ Watt was that one.
the fact that I'm
that's
saying
funny.
that both those guys should be contenders for Defensive Player of the Year, if you know, you know. Let me just say that. Like, that's all I need to say. Garrett or Watt, I would need to look at numbers to see anybody else, but
Those two
Yeah.
guys had awesome seasons. They were dominant, but like they're gonna give the award to Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's who. I mean, I had it because of Aaron Donald being Aaron Donald. I kind of had TJ Watt or Aaron Donald. Myles Garrett is in consideration, but I think TJ Watt's just did better than Myles Garrett. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Donald's always considered, and
Aaron Donald will be a boring defensive player of the year, but that doesn't mean
did
that he doesn't deserve it.
yeah, but like did TJ Watt do enough to sway anything? That's like the real thing, because like you at the beginning of the season you say Aaron Donald, and then by the end of the season, like what did TJ Watt do?
Has anybody taken
so
it away from
much
Aaron
better?
Donald by the end of the season? Maybe.
Yeah, like that's essentially what it is. So I think it's either TJ Watt or Aaron Donald, personally.
I didn't think of Aaron Donald because like that would be depressing to me. Like, I hate the cop-out wins. Aaron Rodgers deserves MVP. Like, let's say that. But, like,
I don't think I'd call Aaron Donald a cop-out. I think it's more being complacent to that dude is crazy.
yeah, it's complacent.
Yeah.
But was he the best defensive player in the league this year?
Well, he's always like considered as like, I mean, probably a top two, because it's either him or somebody else that balled out. Let's be honest. Like for the most part, like he is the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but like he just is.
No arguments from me.
I guess I can't argue either because I'm not gonna sit here and argue against Aaron Donald. I mean, his jersey's sitting in my room right now, so I'm not even gonna fuck around.
Right.
But like, that would be upsetting to me.
It would be, but let's get off this real quick. Offensive Player of the Year. What do you
Whoever
guys
wins
think,
MVP.
real quick?
Offensive Player of the Year is the most ridiculous award out there.
Yeah, I think it's a toss up. It could be a lot of guys. It could be Derrick Henry because we all think Aaron Rodgers is going. Can we all agree that Aaron Rodgers is probably win MVP? Is that agreement? Okay, so I'm not going to talk about that. But like maybe it's Derrick Henry. Maybe it's I don't know. People are saying Stephon Diggs. People are saying Travis Kelce. Like there's a lot of here and there with it.
The past couple years they haven't given Offensive Player of the Year to the MVP, which I kind of like because they know that the
what?
Yeah, Michael Thomas is Offensive Player of the Year last year.
Lamar Jackson was Offensive Player of the Year, wasn't he?
No,
Michael Thomas
was.
Well,
I think Derrick Henry is going to win Offensive Player of the Year, and I've got no qualms about that. Dude deserves it.
I think so too.
I think so too. Because the running back can't win MVP. No one can win MVP, but the fucking quarterbacks anymore. So you gotta have something for Derrick Henry.
I would be fine with Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs, or Travis Kelce. Any of those names that you just said, if they ended up winning it, I'd be like, all right, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry just like let's be honest, like can Tannehill wield that team to victory without Derrick
Probably
Henry?
Not.
Like I feel safe to say that if something does happen to Stephon Diggs or Kelce or something, like I feel like they're going to be still good.
No disrespect to Ryan Tannehill.
No, he's
Derrick Henry is the lifeblood of that team.
Derrick Henry's meant to slow the game down, not Ryan Tannehill.
Derrick Henry helps their defense too because the Titans' defense wasn't very good. You don't want those guys on the field too much.
Yeah. Except when he fucking just runs for fucking 80 yards just casually in every fucking game.
Can we talk really quickly? I know we mentioned MVP real quick, but like, can we talk about how the Packers drafted a quarterback in the first round and then Aaron Rodgers had the best year of his career? His touchdown to interception ratio was 48-5. Good God Almighty. That's how you play for your job, Mitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it's supposed to look like.
I wasn't going to say anything, but now that you have invoked his name, shout out to the Nickelodeon MVP, Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, that was like
best
3 weeks
moment
ago,
of the
but...
I haven't been on the podcast since then, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, that was like 3 weeks ago, and we don't care. We didn't care then, we don't care now.
And with that, good God Almighty, it's been a great time. You know what, Nathan, you're a great guest. Really appreciate you having you on. Derek, I'm sure we'll get together. We're gonna have some. We're gonna hopefully have some off-season episodes, some draft preview shit for you guys, some prospect cataloging, all those fun things. And we love you, but we hate your opinions, so don't share them.
Yeah, let's just hope. Let's hope next week. I'm a happy camper. That's all I'm looking for next week.
Yeah. Cannons up.
No cannons this Sunday.
No cannons.
All right, so let's fucking do it. All right, boys. We will see y'all then, and we'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Signing off.